So we are less than a day away from the release of Grand Theft Auto 5. That should be an exciting day, shouldn't it? There should be a day where just everybody's just ready to go to their local store. Maybe it's a midnight release. Maybe they're waiting until in the morning to get it. Maybe they're waiting until after school. Maybe after their job. Who knows? But we are less than a day away from what will likely be one of the games of the year. Instead, what I'm seeing today is that everybody is doing one of two things. They're either giving death threats to reviewers who are giving the game, as of early reviews, anything less than a 10, or there's the small percentage like me who are trying to tell these people to just shut the fuck up. Every time a major release comes out, there is always an outcry of fans who are expecting nothing less than a 10. Because apparently a 10 out of 10 are the only games that they have any intention of buying. Which is a load of horseshit, because every Call of Duty game never gets a 10, but they all go out and buy that. When are we going to get to the point where we're going to stop looking at reviews as the benchmark for whether a game is good or not? It is as simple as it gets, people. A review is an opinion from somebody else who is not you. If you have a general interest in the game, then buy it. If you don't buy it. It's not that difficult, people. Let's take a game, and I'm going to put this out again. A game that nobody ever gives any good review credit to. Go back to the PlayStation 2 era, the beginning of the PlayStation 2 era. Get a game like Square's The Bouncer. A game that got unanimously terrible reviews. Yet, when that game came out, I still bought it because I genuinely had interest in it. And guess what? I still like the game. Even though it got all these bad ratings from everybody else, I still bought it because I knew I would like it. It doesn't take a genius to look at something and say, you know what, that piques my interest. Maybe I should look into that. And if anything, maybe not buy it at full price at new release, right off the bat paying, especially nowadays, $60 is a lot of money to devote to something that you may end up not liking. So if it gets to the point, like, say in a game like Saints Row 4 where people were getting a little nervous about it, and I already went through this last time with the overpoweredness or the bugs or everything else, then just wait for the price to drop. It's that simple. Patience. It's not difficult to do. I'm sorry some of you are such fucking impatient little children, by the way, who shouldn't be playing this game, because again, it's an M-rated 17-plus game, and there are parents naturally giving it to their 10-year-old kids because they're gonna fucking, cry at sea of tears otherwise. That's a whole nother fucking rant. But for God's sakes, if you aren't sure about the game, then wait. Wait till the price drops, but it becomes a much more smart buy. So maybe if the game isn't quite up to the standards that you were hoping for, well, at least you didn't pay $60 for it. But when you have the audacity to go up to a reviewer, a guy who just gave his honest opinion about a game, and said, you know what? This is a really, really good game, guys. You have to go get this. But it does come with some faults. The second the word faults come out, they go into a fucking trance, snap at the guy, and wish nothing but death upon him. It's not a very difficult place, and not a very difficult decision to make, guys. If you don't like the guy's review of a game, then just don't fucking, look at that guy's reviews anymore. If you think he's really that bad at his job, don't sit there saying you're going to kill him or wish harm on him or try to lobby to get him fired. For God's sakes, just don't read the guy. If he has a review up, don't read it. It's not hard. It's really not that hard. What is it with people not being able to vote with either their money or their voice? It's every fucking time this happens, people just decide that the best way to go about something is to just rip at a new asshole when all you do is leave it alone, and that's an even clearer message than that. Because nobody takes anything seriously the second you put out a death threat. And the best part is people who think this game should be getting a 10. As far as I'm concerned, no game should ever see a 10 out of 10. Because you know what a 10 out of 10, signifies? That it's perfect. And nothing in this industry is ever perfect. Every game has a fault. If anything, the benchmark rating should be a 9.5 or a 9.9, depending on which scale people work on. Because some do the full, 10 decimals. Some people do just the 0.5s and 0.0s. But no game should ever get a 10. Never. Not even after patches. Never. Because the second a game gets a 10, that tells you that no game can ever be better than that game. It can only be as equal. And I'm sorry, but no game will ever be the game you put at a pedestal and never comes off of it. There is always going to be something better. So until you people realize that, and also realize that you're allowed to make your own decisions. Somebody else's words on a fucking internet site should not dictate whether you buy a game or not. So until then, when you people grow the fuck up, and chill out when it comes to reviews. I don't take reviews seriously. All reviews do for me is tell me whether a game is fundamentally broken or not. If it's not a broken game, then, I'll take a look at it. Unless the game, let me give you an example of a game that I really was willing to buy, and then when I found out how bad it was done, I didn't. A game like Manichemia, Knights of, or Alchemists of Alrevis or something like that. I think that was the full title. It was a PlayStation 2 JRPG, and it came out for a PlayStation Portable port, which I was interested in. But immediately the review gave it bad scores, saying that game has so many game crashes in it and game-killing bugs, you should not buy this. And immediately I'm like, okay, fine, perfect. I won't touch it. But when somebody says, the shooting mechanics are slightly iffy, or there might be a little bit of frame rate issues or something like that, and, we're going to give this... That doesn't change my opinion. And we already went through that when I said in the Saints Row rant. That doesn't change my opinion, and it never will. So people, when you see a review, take it with an open mind, and take it with the intention that all this is going to do is either make you want the game more, or it's going to make you just wait just a little bit longer just in case. But don't take it like it's a life and death for the game itself. One review will not make a game. All the reviews in the world will not make a game. What the fans and what gamers decide, whether they pay for it or not, that is what will make a game.